Good afternoon, everyone. This is Deaconess Elizabeth, and it is Friday, June the 11th. And I'm here again for our daily devotions, and we're going to pick up where we left off in the book of John, the 13th chapter, starting at the 21st verse. After saying these things, Jesus was troubled in his spirit and testified, "Truly, truly, I say to you, one of you will betray me." The disciples looked at one another, uncertain of whom he spoke. One of his disciples whom Jesus loved was reclining at table at Jesus' side. So Simon Peter motioned to him to ask Jesus of whom he was speaking. So that disciple, leaning back against Jesus, said to him, "Lord, who is it?" Jesus answered, "It is he to whom I will give this morsel of bread when I have dipped it." So when he had dipped the morsel, he gave it to Judas, the son of Simon Iscariot. Then after he had taken the morsel, Satan entered into him. Jesus said to him, "What you are going to do quickly." Now no one at the table knew why he said this to him. Some thought that because Judas had the money bag, Jesus was telling him, "Buy what we need for the feast," or that he should give something to the poor. So after receiving the morsel of bread, he immediately went out, and it was night. When he had gone out, Jesus said, "Now is the Son of Man glorified, and God is glorified in him. If God is glorified in him, God will also glorify him in himself, and glorify him at once. Little children, yet a little while I am with you. You will seek me, and just as I said to the Jews, so now I also say to you, where I am going, you cannot come. A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another just as I have loved you. You also are to love one another. By this, all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." Simon Peter said to him, "Lord, where are you going?" Jesus answered him, "Where I am going, you cannot follow me now, but you will follow afterward." Peter said to him, "Lord, why can I not follow you now? I will lay down my life for you." Jesus answered, "Will you lay down your life for me? Truly, truly, I say to you, the rooster will not crow until you have denied me 3 times. So again, still the same night as when they had the Last Supper, when Jesus washed the disciples' feet. And now Jesus is saying that one of his disciples, one of his closest friends, is going to betray him. And the disciples don't understand this, and Jesus gives the morsel of bread to Judas and tells him to go out and do it, and so he leaves. And afterwards, Jesus continues to teach his disciples and to tell and to give them a new commandment to love one another just as I have loved you, so you also ought to love one another. So showing how important it is to love one another just as Jesus showed his love for them. And then Peter, of course, at the end is asking him, "Lord, why can't I come where you're going? Why can't I follow you?" And Jesus just says, "You're not going to be able to follow me where I'm going." Jesus is going to the cross that night. Peter is not going to be able to go to the cross that night, as he's going to deny Jesus 3 times, denying he ever knew him or followed him. But Jesus does say, "You will follow afterward," predicting that later on, after Peter's been preaching and teaching the gospel, Peter will follow after Jesus and will be put to death for following Jesus. So, that is our reading for today. And our hymn is going to be hymn 845, "Where Charity and Love Prevail," and we'll do the first verse. Where charity and love prevail, there God is ever found, brought here together by Christ's love. By love are we thus bound. And we'll conclude with the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Well, thank you for joining me for today's daily devotion. Just a few announcements. As I said yesterday, there will be no women's coffee hour tomorrow, nor will there be any youth night this coming week, as I'll be out of town. I believe there is still men's breakfast happening tomorrow at 8 a.m., but keep an eye out for announcements on that following. And of course, Sunday school at its normal time around 9:15 on Sunday with the worship service to follow afterwards. Not a parking lot service this Sunday, but the parking lot service will be on the 20th. So those are the announcements that I have for today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Friday.